Yet, California, since 2016, has supported the housing first approach to ending homelessness, even as chronic homelessness has gotten way worse in the state of California. One worry that I have is that the evidence clearly shows over the past 6 or 7 years that that approach hasn't worked. We should be looking for alternative approaches, and yet I worry that what we're talking about in this proposal is to take the California approach and take it nationwide.
I think there's a great evidence base that Housing First works for people. It works 85 to 90% of the time. And there are randomized control trials over 20 years that show that to be the case. In fact, there are very few other interventions in the homelessness arena that have the degree of evidence behind it.
But
now,
why has California gotten so much worse if this works so well?
We see people still falling into homelessness. I think if you look at the housing market, you talk about San Francisco, you talked about Skid Row in Los Angeles. I was in San Diego recently, and their vacancy rate is 1.4%. There are no units. And so even if you have a voucher, you can't go get one. We see elderly people falling into homelessness for the first time because they simply can't afford the rent. The rent goes up and their income stays fixed. And so to me, if we look at the intervention that's actually working to help people move out of homelessness and say, but we still have homelessness, so that must be a failure, it's a misinterpretation of what's actually going on. It is working at an individual level. It's not working at a population level for two reasons. We haven't scaled it up to meet the need, and we haven't turned off the faucet that's flowing into homelessness.
Out of time. Thank you.